Under attack.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Boston Open Qualifier. They've got a round of 16 matchup in the Americas region. Doowop up against Dauntless, otherwise known as LonelyBoyz. And I am here with my co-caster Zingle. I'm picking Lagoon. How are you doing today, Zingle?
Pretty good, pretty good. How about yourself?
I've actually already said that I'm doing pretty well, so thank you.
Well,
for
how about
asking.
yourself?
I think
No,
I'm
that's
doing
good.
pretty well.
It shows you how I'm actually doing. I'm tired. I'm kinda distracted, but yeah.
All right, well, we've got a matchup here between Doowop and LonelyBoyz. What are you expecting from this kind of matchup, especially seeing these heroes?
I'm expecting Doowop. If they can punish Undaunted early enough, they will actually come out with this game very handedly. I think they are, the stronger team in terms of raw talent and just team overall like results. Now, this isn't to say Daunted is a bad team. Like, they just qualified for JDL Division 1. They have held their own against other tier 1.5 type NA teams. So they are no pushovers, but Doowop just had a historically good record against even the tier 1 teams, and they are all good players with a good strategy in mind here.
Yeah, indeed. We've definitely seen a lot from these teams, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see them try and play this out, trying to move further into the open qualifiers, a little bit deeper than the team we all know and love, the meme regime.
Yeah, it's unfortunate end for those guys. They're really good, but sometimes
sure.
just take a rough fall.
Yeah, I heard their carry hero is he's
Pretty awful.
interesting. Yeah.
Pretty awful. Let's not beat around the bush with that one.
Well, I'm not into beating bushes at all. It's kind of rude, actually.
Yeah, well, Timbersaw would probably agree with you.
Yeah, he's more against those trees. I don't really think he cares too much about the bushes.
Similar family. I'm sure there are some trees in this map that look like bushes that he equally hates.
TP over to the top lane. Way 2 is going to be putting a lot of damage on the Adrian. The Guardian Wisp will end up going down. Harrymark trying to do some good damage with the Elder Titan, but he's only got so much health to work with. Maybe able to get a kill, but yeah, he will be able to get it, but he will go down shortly after that.
It's a pretty good trade from Undaunted. I mean, it is a support for a support, but the Luna stays alive, gets some sort of, XP and gold from something, considering how poorly this lane was going. Him swapping up lanes already 2 or 3 times, going top to bottom just to try to find what's best for him. Obviously, they're not happy with the 4-1 score right now, but they'll take what they can get.
Yeah, they do get 1 kill. I feel like they may have been trying to get a little bit more with the Elder Titan early, especially considering that they're up against a lot of heroes in the top lane.
Right. At first, they predicted that aggro tri-lane and had Luna bottom, but that did not turn out as well for them as they'd hoped. So now they're just saying, let's double down, get Luna some safe farm, and hope that we can hold out. The Elder Titan, the Nyx, they all do really good, and the Tinker, they all do really good at that stall game. If they try to push a tower and you have a Tinker March, an Elder Titan Spirit and Stomp, and a Nyx sitting there throwing out and Mana Burns and Spike Carapace and everything, it's hard to siege that tower.
I have another rotation over the top. The Wisp is having a lot of trouble here. I see a disruption sometime soon. I see the ball getting caught out. They don't really know that he's there. The vision isn't great here from the Radiant. And the Dire really, you can see how far they're staying back. They have already given a couple kills up on the map, and they just really don't want it to get any worse.
Yeah, if you look at just the individual lane matchups, it looks like the Tinker is losing pretty heavily to the Juggernaut or Zizzy on Juggernaut. Bottom lane Snaking is actually looking to get a solo kill on enough. He's so far ahead in this lane, it's also pretty one-sided, so they're just trying to hold even top at the very least.
Yeah, this lane is very tough because Timbersaw, he was just sitting underneath tower with about 25 HP regen, and enough really cannot afford to stay near the Timbersaw at all. At top, we got a little bit of a dive, and the Undying taking a lot of strength away from these heroes. A nice crush is going to finish off the Wisp as they've already taken down the Luna, and they should be finding Harrymark inside the trees. The Stomp will be hitting on both of the heroes, but he's still got zombies trying to chase him down. He's got the TP away.
So it goes poorly for Luna, and I was just about to say right before that happened, with that tri-lane safe lane against an aggro safe lane, you win that lane just by not dying, just by staying alive and kind of trading farm. Because at the end of the day, your core will outscale their core. But they got dove, they got, you know, Doowop read the fact that they needed to be aggressive to win this lane against a IO who isn't particularly strong in lane, and a Luna who isn't particularly strong until he gets levels and farm. So Doowop's playing exactly how they need to do in this aggro lane. You know, keep sending bodies, keep sending heroes, and just kind of pressure as hard as humanly possible.
Yeah, I guess you could say that right now, LonelyBoyz are getting Doowop.
Indeed.
One of the things that I think is interesting about the tri-lane is the presence of the Undying. I feel like he just does a lot to help out that lane. Got him getting a lot of damage from the spin. Zizzy, he's just tanking up with those Shadow Demon illusions. Also just runs up for the Omni Slash on the Elder Titan. Takes a double kill over on mid.
That's actually a beautiful play by Zizzy. He was the Tinker knew that Zizzy had level 6 and was looking to ult, so by standing there with only the siege creep next to him, he is forced to stand and hold his ground against the Juggernaut. If he runs away, he gets Omni Slashed and dies. If he stands his ground, he'll get spun down. That's his best chance. And meanwhile, Zizzy had his support on the Shadow Demon wrap around the tower, knowing that the Tinker's not going anywhere, setting up for a perfect kill on the core.
Yeah, it was also good to tank up the tower with those Tinker illusions from the disruption.
Yep, exactly. It was very, very well coordinated and executed.
And it is so hard for the Dire side to kill off the Timbersaw right now. Snaking's just having his way with the bottom lane. He doesn't care about the Nyx at all. He's got a ton of levels, and with all those reactive armor stacks, it's just really difficult to take him down right now.
Oh yeah. And, you know, add that into the fact that the Slardar is now 6, and they're going to be running at the top lane a lot harder. A amplified Io has, you know, negative, 7 armor right now, and amplified Luna has -2 armor. Both of these heroes, if they get amplified, they just cannot trade hits, even with, like, a ranged Shadow Demon. Oh, looks like they're going for a kill top.
Yeah, they will get the crush, and, well, Io does everything he can, trying to help out. The impact only hits on the 2 heroes, and now Heron Mark, he's basically all alone. There will be another crush on the 2. They hit exactly what they needed, and now the Undying strength stacks are going to come in as well. Juggernaut also takes a kill in exchange for one by the Tinker, but he's still putting a lot of pressure on the Tinker, and, well, it's going to take a while to get over to the over to the Boots of Travel. Azurian gets a tether away as the disruption goes off. Never seen a ball travel like that.
Yeah, no, the Doowop is controlling this game exactly how they were hoping to with draft. They just have the Timbersaw to control his lane, Juggernaut to control his lane, and then this aggro lane. They're not leaving anytime soon. They know Luna's only way into this game is by securing some farm for, you know, 5-10 minutes.
Snaking still having his way at bottom. Got the tier 2 tower down to half health, and look how far he's diving. He's basically got no fear here. He's already up to a Hood of Defiance, so anything that Tinker's going to be throwing out really doesn't matter all that much.
Yeah, they're also the Luna's power spike of hitting that level 6 and being able to fight. It just, you know, kind of disappears when the fact that a Timbersaw has plus 32 armor, plus 44 base regen, and spell resistance on top of that all. You know, you can't kill him with magic, you can't kill him with physical, and they don't have the pure damage needed. They only have that one measly laser. It's not quite enough. I don't think actually this Timbersaw is going to be going down very much at all this game, if at all.
He might go under a tier 4 into the fountain. He might die then.
You know, the fountain might be the only thing that can kill him. I think tier 4s wouldn't even be an issue if he has 25 stacks up, or 20 stacks up.
It might. You have a couple of heroes around him, maybe a tier 4. And basically, Snaking is... He's basically the Hulk right now. Hulk with Sauls. Isn't that scary? Can you imagine that?
That's terrifying. Oh,
Inside
I don't
the
want
dire
to.
Jungle, we've got a bit of a stomp going in. Onto Undying. Maybe Dauntless are able to get a kill here. There is going to be the Eclipse coming through. Jason taking a lot of damage, looking for a last recent beam on him. They're going to need a little bit more. Smacking him down with the Elder Titan, getting the kill. And...
Incredible that Undying lived.
Out. Wow.
Yeah, Shadow Demon disrupted him, so it gets rid of some of the beam eclipses from hitting him, and then he ran down, forcing the Luna to pick one or the other. Meanwhile, Undying, once the disruption, ran up cliff and then TP'd out. or up the ramp right there. Got out with like 5 to 10 HP too. It was very close. Any sort of hesitation there, and he dies from a single right click from anything.
And while that's happening, they're still getting kills in the bottom lane with Snake King.
Yep. Getting kills and towers. Tier 2 is going down. You know, Timbersaw isn't necessarily a tower pusher, but when you can just stand behind the tower and tank creeps, so your creeps every single wave will just wail on the tower, it's not too much the other team can do about it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, you can see the Doowop. They're just very confident around the map right now. And, well, they were thinking about going for Zizzy, but he's a Juggernaut and he just spins away.
Yeah, there's not a single spell on the team right now that can cancel a TP, or cancel a spin TP. That Magic community, I'm sure, had to play into account when they drafted the Juggernaut, is that, you know, he can't be punished when he spins.
King is going to play around inside of that tower range and march the machines as they easily take care of the other Titan. Nuff is looking for the kill right now. Now this is a chance. Can they take down the Timbersaw?
Oh,
they do have
they
to do
did.
it, though. And they are going to play with the Crush.
Yeah, Slardar blinks in, shows his blink dagger. I think they may have already showed it once, but the fact that he's an off-lane tri-lane and has a sub 15-minute, heck, even like a 12-minute, 11-minute whenever he got it, and then 1,000 gold on top of that as well, he is just, you know, he's dominating the game. Even though he has less CS than Luna, I'm sure he has more farm, or more net worth, which he does by over 1,000 because they have a 5-tower advantage at 14 minutes, 13 minutes.
Yeah, Luna is generally one of those heroes that excels at getting farm early, but, well, it's a little bit too early for her to get into her stride, into her cat stride, as it were. And, well, you can kind of see the fact that Dauntless, they're really just, or Undaunted, and I don't know what's going on with that name. I just know them as LonelyBoyz.
Former LonelyBoyz changed name to Dauntless or Undaunted. And
yeah, but I can't say that as a team name.
Yeah, I've heard also there's some disagreement amongst the team about what the team name should be, and there's some dislike towards the name, but let's leave the drama aside for now. I think me and you both agree on the team name at least. It was better as LonelyBoyz.
Yeah, I'm all about them LonelyBoyz. They look pretty much like the logo of Sogginess as well.
Right.
Are they like brother and sister teams or something?
I don't think so. I think they're mortal enemies.
I was like so confused about that.
Anyway, do you see a way for Undaunted to get back into this game? They're 5 towers behind. They have a very early aggression team going up against them now with Aegis as well. 14 minutes in, the net worth and XP are both above 5,000. Actually, net worth is nearing 10,000 ahead at 14 minutes.
They need to be able to get Tinker away into this game, and he needs to be able to just prolong this game and make sure that it makes it past at least 30 minutes. If they can't do that, it's pretty much lost. And, well, they might be giving out some more heroes as well, as Nyx Assassin gets a lot of sentry wards placed down in the mid lane trying to see him.
Baited 2 sentries and still gets away without a scratch. Unfortunately, Doowop does have even more sentries and wards than just those 2, so they know exactly where he is.
Oh, no. They're going to go for the Eclipse onto the Slardar. Will take that one down, making this game last a little bit longer, and the Wisp is going to be helping chase down Jason. Jason gets disrupted by himself. Yeah, he tries to sneak away or stall so his other heroes can escape.
You know, that's, I was just saying, how does Undaunted get back into it? That's exactly how. They stand in good positions. They stand on the high ground there, forcing, the Slardar to run from low ground into high ground into a blind eclipse. And they just get those 2 kill trades, and then they just stall. The name of that game is stall because they do outscale somewhat. Their only hope is to outscale at this point, I should say.
And they need a lot to be able to do that because of how far they are behind Doowop. They need some time to be able to get the farm up on the Luna as well as the Tinker. And they do have some good high ground. It's definitely not terrible, but if they give up kills like this, Adrian is going to just try to hope that end planer gets away. And there's a lucky basher, a crush in from Flea. I think that the Luna might be in a lot of trouble, but does manage to make it back to the base.
The Dragonlance pickup on Luna lets him stay a little bit further, lets her stay a little bit further out of the fights. Not a bad pickup, but it's not going to be a game-changing one, especially when Doowop just groups up as 5 and will push again while that Eclipse is still off cooldown. It's going to really rely on Doowop diving too far into the tier 4 like you were saying earlier, or great Tinker, Nyx, and Luna defense here to keep them in the game. Because on the side of on Doowop, you know, they secured the late game as well. They have a Juggernaut Battle Fury who's, you know, if they want to go and just farm for another 30 minutes, he will be more than fine doing that. And with their dominant control of the map, 6 towers to 0, they can control, you know, the other team's Ancients. Right now, Luna's trying to steal the Ancients, but all of the other team's running at him. And Doowop will not let that happen.
Snaking dodges the impale on the mid lane. We've got Flea getting a nice pressure onto enough. He's basically out of mana right now, just hoping to be able to back away from this. Doowop really don't want to fight underneath the marching machines, and Lane Planers, he's moving a bit forward right now. Can Doowop force Undaunted too far away from their base? Elder Titan now gets very low thanks to the shotgun. Will be taken down right now. One last Saw Blade from Snaking finishes off the kill, and Vizzy has now joined the fight. He's got his Battle Fury as well as the Yasha. I don't know if the dire side are going to be able to stop this push into the base. Doowop just might stop it themselves though, deciding that they don't want to lose anything as they go for this high ground.
In the end of the day, 1-for-1 support for support isn't too bad for Undaunted. And they're going to be content. You know, the other team isn't forcing their Aegis push too hard. You know, they're not throwing, which is a little bit to Undaunted's disappointment, but they can't beg for that much against a team like Doowop. You know, against maybe a less experienced team or a less successful team, that would have been a point where the Radiant side has an Aegis, has the tower advantage, and just sees blood and goes.
Is under attack.
Well, we are going to see Undaunted seeing if they can live up to their team name here. Enough is looking for some kind of gank, but you've got a Nyx at level 9, and well, Doowop are looking mighty fine on both the levels and the XP, having both the advantage in XP at, did I say levels and XP? I do that all the time. 5,000 for XP and then 10,000 for net worth, but you get the point. They are pretty far ahead right now.
Oh yeah.
And the Luna might be a bit far up right now. This is Blink's not available. Doesn't want to go in too far though.
Typically, the team that has like all the towers pushed doesn't necessarily have the XP advantage because it means they're 5-manning or because they're grouping up and trying to get the towers. But because they have over double the kills of Undaunted and because they have just such a dominating control of the entire map and the jungle, it's hard for Undaunted to get that XP that they need. The supports are kind of corralled into their base, and the only person brave enough to leave is the Tinker and Luna only when they see the other team nowhere near them.
Yeah, Nyx Assassin's been going on some adventures as well.
Right, but he's not getting farm or whatever with it. He's just, you know, going scouting, maybe getting a good pick off. He's not really getting the XP. That's true. That is true.
I mean, it does help him a little bit. It's definitely a good thing to have that when you're stuck inside the base. At least you're getting something as you're just waiting for the siege to come.
Right. And that's the Aegis timer running out at around 19 minutes for the Juggernaut. They're not looking to end it with that first Aegis. I wouldn't be surprised if they're content just farming for another 5 minutes, getting the second Aegis, and then trying to secure the victory with a good smoke gank.
Nyx thinking about going for the Shadow Demon. Was scared out a little bit there, though.
If enough. Yeah, if Nyx was paying close enough attention, he would have saw the sentry go down from the Jason's Shadow Demon, but it looks like they just back up. Elder Titan, meanwhile, is still scouting into the jungle, get some aggressive wards to know where the other team is. Or Heron Mark, sorry. Yeah, the Elder Titan.
Yeah, he really cannot afford to get caught out by a Juggernaut right now. Juggernaut's just farming extremely well around the map. Blink Dagger, and his damage items are up there. Man, Radiant really do not want to engage without the Juggernaut, though. Like, he is doing a lot of work split pushing, but they don't really feel confident enough to initiate without him.
These wards coming out from the Elder Titan, he actually only got one, and it's really deep into the jungle. It doesn't do as much for him as I'd imagine, because it only shows when that Juggernaut is farming that one jungle camp, which does give, you know, the Luna and Tinker a little bit more freedom, but if they don't know where the other 4 are, other than this, you know, that little bit of base vision and the creeps, they're pretty blind on the map. And if you compare that to Doowop side, they have the demanding control with the super aggressive wards in both of the side lanes. And they're just camping out mid.
Looks like he's ready to go, and he will get the correct initiation on the Jason, but he doesn't manage to hit the stun, meaning that that's going to take a little bit more time for Undaunted to take this kill. You get the laser eventually. Can they get anything else here? Getting the wraparound from the Juggernaut. They have to get back into the base. There's the Omnitage coming through, and the Timbersaw is into the fight right now. And that hits one stun, but it actually only hits onto... Well, its zombies took magic damage, but that's not really doing too much there.
Luna creep following her around to help tank up your Omni Slash in the end of the day does probably keep her alive, but creep goes down, Elder Titan goes down, Nyx goes down, and they are in a pretty good control of the game to actually push high ground here, even without that Aegis timer in a few minutes like I was predicting.
Yeah, that's
they see it 3v5. Yeah,
and
they
there's
see it
another stun
3v5.
onto the Io. They'll just go right in onto this, but they don't want to go too deep. They know that their objective are going to be the towers, and they don't want to go too far into this just because they know that it could be their tournament lives on the line if they manage to get this game turned around on them. Now, Luna with the Eclipse, getting it all used. They're trying to chase down Snake King, who is very tanky, but he's got the Timber Chain away. Timbersaws are very difficult to chase down sometimes. Enough has that amplified damage on him. He's going to get stunned in the middle of the Vendetta. They're just trying to chase down everyone they can. They are going to miss that stun, but they get the Wisdom Beam and the Laser. They're going to chase down the Sparta, but he's got the sprint to get away. And Undaunted, they're getting a little bit far out right now.
Right, if they stay any longer, you know, the Timbersaw has a Bloodstone 14 charges before that fight was over, and he's already back alive and they're ready to go. Overall, definitely good, you know, trade for Undaunted. They didn't actually lose anybody after the push happened, and they got a Timbersaw with 5 charges gone as well. But Timber has a Yules now, freshly bought Yules that he got after he died, and he probably will not die as easily next time. No full duration Eclipse hitting him and that. So, what do you expect
about the Juggernaut? Like he's got his Manta style.
The item progression from the Juggernaut is going just as fast as you'd expect with the Battle Fury Blink Jug, and the Courier was trying to sneak into the side shop, but running into the entire Doowop.
He wanted to fight the enemy team.
What was that?
He wanted to fight the enemy team. He was like, yeah, the Courier was going for it. He was ham. All over
he was
that.
pulling the Zingle.
I didn't know that was a verb.
Unfortunately, it has become one.
Verb, adjective, and noun.
The new Roshan is up. There's pretty good items coming out from the side of Doowop with the Manta freshly coming out, the Blink Force, and probably BKB coming up soon on the Slardar. I'd imagine that's going to be eventually turned into a pipe on the Snake King Timbersaw just because there's a Tinker and a Luna on the other team. Stopping magic damage for everybody would be great. Oh, there's a Revenge Courier kill as well.
Yeah, Nyx hasn't got that one, and Slardar not able to get in far enough for the crush. So, with the Aegis Doowop, probably thinking about going for a base kill right now, especially with Juggernaut getting that Manta style up, and he does have a lot more gold, but I have a feeling that they're probably going to be pushing, at least with the Manta style a bit.
Looks like the Manta style will be coming out as well for the Luna once she can get to that side shop safely without dying. The Courier was trying to go get the Manta, I'm sure, or the ultimate orb component of the Manta. But with this creep wave being pushed out and the other team Doowop showing top, she's going to just go for it. And now, you know, that's actually a pretty big item for Luna. It'll be able to dodge the Manta, or not the Manta, it'll be able to dodge the Omni Slash from Juggernaut if she times it correctly. It'll be able to purge the track or amplify damage from Slardar. And, you know, it's extra damage. It's extra, you know, bodies to tank up some of the aggression from Doowop.
Well, we'll see if they are able to tank up enough as we move into yet another siege, this time with the Aegis on Juggernaut, and the Snake King just goes up to the tower again. They're going to be putting the Luna illusion up into the air. You probably know that it is an illusion by now, and Dizzy's taking a lot of damage from the combination of marksman machines and the tower, but remember, he still has the Aegis. The stop is going to be a little bit off the mark from Heron Mark. Now they're just going to throw a lot of rockets, trying to dodge as much damage to that as possible. And they really shouldn't be worrying about the chip damage from the Dire side all too much, just because they do have the healing word from Juggernaut if they need it. Moving forward a little bit here, Way 2 has that gem, so Nyx Assassin can't go too far in here, and he's going to look for the stun onto the creeps only. Now the Slardar, he's on the high ground, and he's just going to stick there, puts out amplified damage or two. And well, they are taking some damage. Oh my gosh! Paranvar just immediately blown up by the crits from Juggernaut.
Double damage crit with a minus 15 armor amplify is a very, very painful hit from Juggernaut.
Yeah, now they just want to go right over the top. Juggernaut's still taking a lot of damage, and he will be able to get the tower down eventually. Yeah, Slarda comes in with the stun, and they're looking for the big cleaves now. Juggernaut just runs in immediately to get cleaned up, but that's only the Aegis. And Planer slowed down a lot by the Chakram. And Juggernaut is going to look for the spin down after this. Nice relocate out, keeping the Luna alive. That is absolutely huge from Undaunted, but I don't know if it's too little too late. They need to be taking these heroes down. They've got the Martian Machine still going, and it looks like they might have just saved their racks with that play.
Yeah, so that was actually a pretty great play from both sides.
Oh, but there's the crush. They're going to get it on the 2. Let's see how far they want to go in here. Can they take him Planer down? Nice stomp by the Elder Titan, keeping them outside the base. Snake King, very important to get down here. And he's going to get the Timber Chain away. Look at this. Earth Splitter. Will he be able to hit? No, because he's put himself up in the air with the Fuel Scepter. But immediately after that, he is going to get stunned. But they cannot go too far here. They've taken a lot of health damage. They get another stomp. Another beautiful one by the Elder Titan. But it's just two teams that really cannot go onto each other too hard at all.
Right, there's that little valley in the middle of the two high grounds there, and both teams trying to bait the other to overcommit into their side. But that was a beautiful play coming out from both teams, allowing that siege, or allowing that fight to even, you know, come out with as few casualties, if any casualties. I don't think there were any other than the tower. Zizzy perfectly knowing the extent of his hero and how much damage he can take while microing the illusion. Baiting into the he actually wasn't gonna lose his Aegis if he like had everything correctly, but the Carapace came up and he cleaved himself for about 500 damage and just went down.
Oh, there you go. I guess Juggernaut does hurt. Told to you by the man himself.
But both teams are content just farming up some more. Undaunted knows that their only hope back into this game is via, you know, farming and securing that late game, and the side from Doowop now are looking to maybe secure another smoke gank kill before their push or a next Aegis.
Nice disruption, avoiding the stop from Elder Titan, but it does not avoid the impale right after that. Undaunted, they are working pretty well with that disruption, using it to their advantage when they can, just because they have so many stuns. But now Snake King comes into battle. Fuel Scepter up onto the IO. Maybe try to get a tether away, and Sparta was a little bit late for that stomp, but now the fleet comes in. We've got an Earth Splitter coming through. Nice disruption, keeping the Timbersaw alive, and now Juggernaut will join the fight. Goes right on the God's hand. He's cleaving all over the place, and now he's going to be spinning and knocked down. He's already taken down 2. He's going to be getting that 3rd hero down. Oh, he's very close. He actually gets away. A gut coming through from the Luna, and I think that Doowop, they have to get out right now. They're going to let Snake King tank it up, and wow, he's just super tanky at this point. Healing up for 50 health per second, and it's just super difficult to be able to take this Timbersaw down right now.
Beautiful disruption by Jason, saving the Timbersaw from the Elder Titan ultimate. That would have hurt really hard, and he probably would have gone down in the end with all the extra damage he took after that. And Juggernaut, like I was saying, he hits hard. He has a freshly picked up Assault Cuirass now, so, you know, even more minus armor, even more attack speed and damage for him. And he saw his Omni Slash. It took out almost 2-3 heroes by itself.
Yeah, when they are clumped up like that, it's very easy for the Omni Slash to take down heroes very quickly. And it's really important to be able to get that on the Tinker as well, just because he's so instrumental in these fights, as well as the split pushing. AC picked up on the Juggernaut. They've got a lot of minus armor in combination with the Slardar.
I'd imagine the minus armor plus amplified damage, a single right click or 2 would probably be enough to take out heroes like the Tinker, because without even the amplify on him, just with the aura next to him, he has 6 minus 3, or 6 minus 2 rather. Extra minus 20 on top of that, and he's taking pretty much double damage from the right clicks on top of a 200% critical hit. It's a painful click.
The AC will also help the towers go down a little bit quicker. Sentry Ward put down onto enough. The Stomp is going to be hit onto a few heroes there. Enough, nearly taken down. And the Shadow Demon Ultimate will take him out there. Endplaner uses a nice Manta style. Also has the Helmet Dominator creep, allowing himself to stay alive a little bit longer. Doing some damage onto the Snake King, and he's perfectly happy to tank that up for now. Stomp is going to end up hitting onto the Shadow Demon. They will take him down. They also continue to defend their racks. They've got that Marksman Machines still going, and Undaunted, while they're staying true to their name, they are not getting out of this matchup right now at all.
That is quite a bizarre pickup from Luna, going a Maelstrom on Luna. It only is able to proc from the main hit, not from all the extra glaive bounces. So it's not like a Drow Oggs where all 3 of the hits can proc it. So it's not actually that great of a item on Luna, but maybe she's just looking for the extra, you know, little bit of attack speed, little bit of damage that's magical, so you can burn through the Timbersaw's 40 armor. And it's just a good base defense wave clearing item when you're being pushed for the past 20 minutes. It's not too bad of a choice.
It might also be good at punishing the Timbersaw as he tries to push in the lanes. You get a little bit of attack speed from it. It'll punish him a little bit more as he tries to tank up the damage. Probably force him to change his playstyle a little bit here.
Well, it looks like a BKB coming out for the Slardar. It will be. So now they're a little bit less scared of all this magic burst. There is not quite a pipe yet on Timbersaw. I'm imagining that will be finished up after his next item, which will be a Octarine Core and about 400 gold. And the Zizzy Juggernaut's going for a Basher, which we will have complete in also about 200 gold. So Doowop is perfectly content just sitting by and waiting for these next items.
Assassin caught out right now. Sparta's going to go with the BKB, and well enough has been taken down once again. And meanwhile, while this is happening, Juggernaut is going for the Rack's top. And Doowop has done a little bit of split pushing themselves, forcing a buyback on Nyx, and I think that the Juggernaut is super happy with that, being able to blink away from the initiation there. And while this is one of the things about playing against a Shadow Demon, if you've got a Luna or any hero that relies on this or can rely on the illusions for damage, you just turn that right around in favor of your team.
Right. And they said they're fine, perfectly fine, sitting back and farming up and securing their next items. But when they see a Nyx Assassin run outside of the base into a Sentry, they're going to take every opportunity they can while controlling the map. They have no reason to back off.
Another disruption. He's just going to stay there for so long. And, well, that is the thing. You can work with the Fuel Scepter or the Disruption if you're Undaunted, but the tools to work with both of them, they're going to have to use pretty much all the kinds of initiation that they have in order to take heroes down after that.
Alright, that Timbersaw is just getting tankier and tankier as the game goes on. You know, that Assault Kurosawa gives him even more armor on top of his passive. He has the Magic Immunity and the 2 kind of phase shift type abilities with the Yules and Shadow Demon Disruption. And now with the Lifesteal as well from the Octarine Core spell Lifesteal.
Third Roshan of the game going the way of Doowop. They drop into the pit at 34 minutes. They're going to have the Aegis and Chief for this one. And probably going to start to go. Oh no, they don't want anything from it. They're like, nah, we just kill the Roshan for golden XP. That's fine.
Yeah. More for the morale. You know, you have the other team thinking, damn, they got Roshan, we didn't even know about it.
Well, they weren't picking up the Aegis or the Chiefs there for a while.
They're just taunting, trying to bait the other team, doing a next level strat. Bait the other team to come clean up and take the Aegis that's just sitting there and they have 5 heroes waiting. That'd be pretty dope.
That would be some next level stuff right there. They could bait with the items, wait for the next assassin to come by.
So Luna actually did go on to finish the Mjolnir. I don't know, I'm starting to agree with this less and less as the game goes on.
So they make his way over to the top tower. They try to do everything they can to stop this. They will use the Fortify, and usually Luke's Direct going to be gone. This Rack should be just absolutely dead right now. Zizzy comes in with another blink, and while Tinker's being stunned on the backlines by the Slider, meaning that his control isn't going to be there any longer. Doowop haven't lost any heroes, and Undaunted have been forced back. Now they're going to try to go into the Juggernaut. They will have an Eclipse after the spin, but they are all getting out of there, and I'm not sure how far Undaunted can actually go.
Yeah, there's not too much they can really do at this point other than sit and wait and hope that Doowop's next siege isn't as well coordinated as this last one, with the Juggernaut and Timbersaw very slowly hitting the base, you know, Slardar making space, and the healing ward being microed perfectly so it doesn't go down during the fight. There's not too much Undaunted can do other than wait or try to get a pick off like they're doing now, trying to get Doowop when they're not expecting it.
Enough goes right for the Undying again. There's another disruption keeping him alive. They've done some good damage to the Snaking. Earthquake's going to be coming through. But again, this one just doesn't really hit. And Planer, he's trying to queue up right now. And here comes the Juggernaut. Just immediately cleaning up the Elder Titan with that Omni Slash. Relocate out is going to be there. But I believe the Io is going to be going down right after this. Nyx Assassin taken out by the Slardar. It's going to be 3 down for Doowop.
That's a pretty big desperation play out of Undaunted, trying to go for a fight outside of the base when Doowop is not ready. But in the end of the day, it does not turn out too well for them. 3 going down and a failed relocate to save him.
So in the face of a triple Raxing, possibly, or even a GG if they can take more heroes down, they pop Snaking's Aegis, but he wouldn't make his way away right now. Or he's going to get popped, and well, Snaking's just left there. He get hit by a couple of those teams, and now they look for the Luna. Luna has the buyback available, but she's going to be finding herself down 2 Raxing, looking for the stun. Will get it on the Elder Titan immediately after that disruption. Nice Manta dodge. Nice Izzy. And now they're going to put the Desert up in the sky. Luna hacking effectiveness. That's a suicide by Tinker. He'll buy back right into this as well, trying to stall so they can get the supports back. And Doowop say, you know what, if you really want to try that hard on us, we'll just let you do it. Or actually, we'll just bait you into dying once again as Luna down for 78 seconds. And that will be the GGW bracket from Undaunted.
The fake back from Doowop winning the game lulls Luna into a false sense of, oh, I can go and save this Rax right now, and then just gets jumped on by 5 heroes, and that's it.
Yeah, Doowop do find their way into the quarterfinals of the Boston Major America's Open Qualifier. So on the back of just absolute dominance, both from the lanes into the lane pushing, Doowop don't give up too much. This is a team that we expect a lot of things from them. They've been winning a couple of tournaments, small tournaments in the Americas region recently, and do you expect them to go much deeper into this event, or do you think that there is a team that is going to give Doowop a challenge?
I do think there are teams that will give Doowop a challenge, don't get me wrong, but I do also believe that they are one of the top teams in this open qualifiers right now. Easily top 4, if not top 2, and with the potential of, you know, even qualifying for the good regional qualifiers in America.
All right, so thanks, Single, for that insight. And with that being said, we are going to hop out of this match right now, see if there is another one for us to cover as we move on with our coverage of the Americas Open Qualifier. If you want to see more of the matches, make sure you check out twitch.tv/PythianLagoon, as well as following me on Twitter at PythianLagoon. Single, do you got anywhere that people can look at your pretty face on?
I have a Twitter, but I don't really use it, and I have a Twitch, but I don't really stream, so it's no big deal.
Zingle doesn't even play Dota.
I do not. I'm just some bum that he found.
Yeah, that's where I like to find my casters. Well, anyway, thank you all for watching, and we'll see if we can bring some more matches to you on the flip side. Stay classy, guys.